Hello and welcome to Melt. Yes, don't change the channel. You're tuned into the correct show. I'm Pamela Buthoria, stepping in for Suresh Venkat for this episode. And I'm here today because we'll be taking a closer look at the recently concluded 2024 Kyoorius Creative Awards, held on the 24th of May in Mumbai and co-hosted by Suresh and May. The 11th edition of KCA brought together nearly 1,500 of the country's leading marketing and advertising professionals to celebrate the very best of Indian marketing creativity. So let's begin with what was new. The big campaign for KCA this year was a GiveBack. This year, Kyoorius decided to take a very close look at the ad industry and found a variety of pain points. Along with partners Wieden and Kennedy, they took it upon themselves to create a lot of hard-hitting spots that ruffled quite a few feathers and also found solidarity. And to walk the talk in a global first for any award show, Kyoorius took the first step by refunding 50% of the entry fees for all entries that didn't make it past the first list. Here is what the industry had to say about this initiative.
The cost of entering is not just for the entry fees. The cost of doing a proper case study, the cost of making sure that the work is good. So I think every little bit helps, and it also shows that we're rewarding great work, right? So if your work doesn't quite meet the mark, thank you very much. Try and do better the next time. So I think it encourages people to enter more, but it also challenges people to do better work.
Look, I've never heard of something like that. Never seen something like that being done. And I think it's really inspiring. Inspiring for judges as well. It's like, it's not just us giving back as individuals. It's the entire industry giving back. And Kyoorius standing for that, I think it's really, really admirable. As a result of it, even in the entries and the submissions, we were seeing so much more work coming from the indies. The indie agencies, the indie brands, the indie advertisers. And that's something to be applauded because we need to celebrate new blood, new ideas that are coming through.
So for me, it has a lot of heart. It's a lot of giving back because it tells me as an insecure creative, it's not yet there. And I believe in second chances. Do better. That hopefully in the following year, you make it.
I think it's a great initiative. Kyoorious's audience far extends the community of the agencies who end up participating. It has a general fan base across the country, outside the top 3 metros, agencies everywhere. So sure, it's given a lot of them access and encouragement to participate, and we've seen that in the number of entries that have come in as well.
And now let's talk about the awards. The 2024 Kyoorius Creative Awards received over 3,600 entries, which were judged by a group of 60 jurors. Out of these, only 282 entries, that's just under 8% of the entries, won a baby elephant. From the baby elephants, only 89 entries managed to win a blue elephant, an award reserved for work that jurors deem not only to be outstanding but also the best practice for the industry. No entry was conferred with the super exclusive, highly coveted Black Elephant Award that recognizes work deemed to be the best of the show. Though there were 2 contenders, Motorola Deep Connect for Motorola India by Dentsu Creative and Make Santoor for HUL Brook Bond Taj Mahal by Ogilvy India. These 2 entries were hence awarded baby black elephants. So now here is how the night unfolded. Ogilvy India dominated the night by winning a baby black elephant and 32 blue elephants. On their heels were Dentsu Creative, who won a baby black elephant and 10 blue elephants. DDB Mudra Group won 8 blue elephants and 1 purple elephant. Other big winners were VML India, FCB Connect, Talented, Moonshot Media, Loudmouth Film, Tilt Brand Solutions, Hungry Studios, Brand David Communications, and several others. Let's watch some of the most awarded work and hear from some of the big winners.
The whole purpose of award shows is to set a bar which all of us know what do we have to cross for the next time, right? And that's the exciting bit. And to be able to set the bar for something, it's always exciting, right?
Look, every elephant is special because every work is special, every piece of work is special, and the elephant recognizes the greatness of that very specific piece. So no matter how many elephants you have won in the past, I think every year is a fresh year. Every piece of work is on its own, and if it wins, fantastic, and that needs to be celebrated.
For me, it is the pinnacle of Indian awards, at least. So it represents really good work, first of all. So it represents that we did something that has been recognized as the best in the country. So getting that little validation, that little badge of honor, it's that little star on your shoulder, is that big blue elephant.
You saw the depth of work, not one, not two, about 7 pieces of work. There's 7 different clients, who are believing, who are backing, and who are coming here to stand here with us and celebrate. So they haven't just approved the work and not just been through the whole journey, but they come here tonight. They're there in the hall right now, hopefully dancing. And that's what belief is, to be together always.
Keep saying this very often to everybody. Awards are only important when you win them. Otherwise, it's a scam. Otherwise, they didn't deserve it. Otherwise, how did they even win it? For me, it's always that way. So when I win it, it's important. Then the jury did well. When I don't win them, obviously the jury shouldn't have been the jury. Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
कुछ टाइम के बाद आदमी अपने घर में ही पराया हो जाता है।
तो कुछ ही साल हो गए माँ बाप के पास अपन बच्चा की लोरी सुनावे खातिर। बड़ा होने के बाद कहाँ सुनो बच्चा लोरी।
सुनते रहते हैं ना कि खदान धंस गया तो ये खदान में कितना लोग दब गया, तो ये सब सुन के ना मन में भय बना रहता है।
Motorola Deep Connect taps into the mine's existing communication system, walkie-talkies, and connects it with smartphones. Every miner is assigned a unique ID linked to our custom module on the surface that converts radio waves into voice call.
যে পোস্টর বানিয়ে দিয়েছিল না খুব ভালো হয়েছে। হ্যাঁ বাবা, খাদান ভিতরে से बोले लागल लियो इधर चमत्कार हो गेला। आज तक खदान भीतर से बात नहीं होत रहे।
Every day that you get to do a piece of work that can make a real big difference to people, and this is one opportunity for us, and it really meant so much. Just being in the mines, understanding exactly what it is that these people go through every day was an eye opener for a bunch of us that actually went deep down inside to realize that what it really means when when your family isn't aware whether you're fine, you're okay, you're coming home. It was a big eye opener for us, and I'm just glad that 10 elephants, a great, it's and a baby black elephant is exemplary of what we managed to do today.
Building Make Santur was really challenging. Weighing 320 kilograms, it consisted of numerous mallets and strings. Each mallet came with a pulley and a container. Whenever it rained, the containers would quickly fill up and raise the mallets. This would spill the water from the container and force the mallets to fall and hit the strings. These strings were digitally embedded with notes of the symphony. The action of these mallets hitting the strings created various versions of this symphony, which then got amplified by concealed speakers.
This was a question of doing one piece in our strongest market, which will be so interesting that even if it's done in one geography, it will just spread like wildfire, and that is exactly what happened. So there was physics involved, but it was also structural design. It involved getting outdoor experts, so we had lots of partners, and it involved getting music experts. Mr. Taufik Qureshi, who's one of India's legendary classical musicians, he's partnered us on this, and they were creative technologists, because because the digital part of how that music played after rain activated it. All of it was down to complex mechanisms and sciences and art merging, and no wonder it took the team many rounds, many hurdles, and it's taken 7 months from the time the idea got approved to finally pulling it off.
India's biggest change maker, the Times of India, raised the alarm on World Environment Day. The Unplastic India campaign unleashed 3 powerful image alarms across the country to raise the alarm against single-use plastic. The power of print was vividly demonstrating how the simple act of opening a plastic bottle can mercilessly kill millions of marine animals. The 21-day Unplastic India pledge to end the habit of single-use plastic. The movement activated hundreds of plastic waste collection camps and coastal cleanup drives with local NGOs, schools, colleges, housing societies, green influencers, and even celebrities like United Nations environmental ambassadors.
Plastic pollution is causing unforeseen, unforetold misery, not just to the natural world, but also to human life.
Thousands of tons of plastic waste collected was recycled into giant installations on popular beaches to highlight the plastic threat to marine animals. The image alarms captured the imagination of the entire nation and created a chain reaction on social media and local and national news channels, with over 500,000 Indians pledging to stop using single-use plastic.
Anything iconic will be stark, and if it's kind of like hits you with the moment, it gives you that visceral feeling, right, when you look at that visual, and that is what is winning, right, that feeling that one can get while you look at the visual, that feeling of like disgust, or the feeling of really hurting that thing. I think people are really getting that feeling and hence awarding it.
To me, the burger looks very pale overall. The buns are dull, the patty isn't too orange or brown. The onions are grey, tomatoes and jalapenos is like constant confusion. The cheese and mayo don't help sometimes. It looks very unappetizing.
The colorblind feature is now a permanent part of the app. The user has to choose their type of color blindness, and the algorithm dynamically recalibrates the images in the app.
I think it's the simplicity of it, and it's very insightful, right? You don't think about how to people. You're talking about a time when most of us are ordering food online, and you eat with your eyes first, and you have something. You have people who got color blindness for whom the food looks like. To be able to thinking about that and to be able to do it. And I also think there's somewhere also Equal as a platform. We've been working on Equal now for 5 years, and we've been building on it year on year. So there's also some traction with the platform and what it tries to do, which is trying to build an equal eating experience for everyone at McDonald's, because McDonald's believes that McDonald's for everyone. So I think all of it coming together, I think somewhere that's how it works.
ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਟੌਪਿਕ ਇਹੋ ਜੀ ਫਿਲਮ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਾਏਗਾ ਬੋਲ
ਪਰ ਇਹੋ ਜੀ ਫਿਲਮ ਤਾਂ ਬਣਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਸਰ
ਉਹ ਯਾਰ ਤੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦੇਖ ਤਾਂ ਲੈ ਤੂੰ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਕੀ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਇਹ ਫਿਲਮ
ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਰ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਆਪੇ ਬਣਾ ਲੂੰਗਾ ਜੀ ਲਿਆਓ ਪੜਾਓ ਸਕ੍ਰਿਪਟ ਚਾ film making techniques.
Here's what I found. And your idea is gather your cast and crew.
मेरे वर्ग के एक्टर के लिए पैसे नहीं है तेरे को जानना hope you understand.
क्राउड फंडिंग कैसे करें Cinematography techniques.
नवा कैमरा
क्राउड फंडिंग.
क्या बात है
आइए फिर.
ये तो जैपनीज आ
कृपा करके मेनू बटन दबाओ
वो चल गया
डेटा नो बाहर काटो और एक डाटाबेस फाइल बनाओ
नेचुरल लाइट में फिल्म मेकिंग कैसे करते हैं? वन शॉट फिल्मिंग. फिल्म की फॉली कैसे करते हैं? फिल्म की एडिटिंग किसने करा? लो लाइट फिल्म शूट.
ਇਸ ਫਿਲਮ ਤੇ ਕਮੇਡੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ.
ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਤਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਗਾਣਾ ਗੁਣਾ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ
ਨਾਲੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਸਟਾਰ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਫਿਰ ਫਿਲਮ ਦੇਖੂਗਾ ਕੌਣ ਯਾਰ
पूरी दुनिया में दिखावांगे.
At the end of the day, it's a story about a filmmaker. How different can it be? And how universal can it be? So when you're trying to make something like that, you hope and you wish to make something that resonates with anybody who's ever felt like picking up the camera and making something of their own. And then they have a partner, they have a conduit, something that tells them that this is the way to do it. And not necessarily this is the only way to do it. Perhaps this is the way to do it, and how do you partner with that? So the craft comes in from that, to find people who are doing all of those pieces of work in advertising, through filmmaking, whether it's Yash, whether it's our editor, whether it's our colorist, whether the choice of music that we did choose. All of that stemmed from the fact that they chose, the agency chose that authentic character to make a story about. So it all goes back there, in my opinion.
Fashion won't ever be the same again.
Lululemon announced its first and biggest end-of-season sale in India with Bollywood actor, dancer and fashion icon Noura Fatehi. People got really excited for these unbelievable discounts, except they shouldn't have.
Welcome to Lululemon's end of scam sale. I am Vigilante, your protector against fraud.
Vigilante is HDFC Bank's fraud-fighting influencer who tries to protect people from all kinds of scams. But this time she tried to scam them.
One way to guarantee that a scam is successful is by using celebrity faces.
So Vigilante teamed up with Noura and plotted the most convincing scam. They matched Noura's voice and face on Vigilante using deepfake AI. Together they started a fake brand called Lululemon.
Lululemon.
Purchased multiple website domains and multiple accounts just like a scammer. Targeted ads offering too good to be true discounts, just like a scammer.
And people still clicked on it.
It's crazy how convincing this is, because from the people to the news, everyone got confused.
Even I didn't think the day would ever come where I'd be sharing my own deep fake video.
So it ticks off a lot of boxes, sure. Like there's tech involved and this, that, there's great moment marketing. But the heart is in the right place for both the pieces of work. The purpose was right, the vision was correct. It was work done with the heart intact, not just the brains. And ultimately, I think that's the kind of work that moves people, moves businesses, and wins awards. So yeah, I think that's one of the key reasons why we won.
Let's now talk about the 2 special awards at KCA 24. First up, the Nargis Wadia Award by Indian creative women, named after Miss Nargis Wadia, the first woman to start a full-service creative agency in India. The award provides a platform for a young female creative to accelerate her career and win a fully sponsored trip to the Cannes Lions, with the help of the co-sponsors Snapchat and Colgate this year. The candidates had to attempt a brief to raise awareness about the cervical cancer and adopt the vaccine. Let's hear from Nargis Shi and meet the winner, Taneema Kohli.
She never believed she'd be the first woman to start a full-service creative agency in India. That she would put Indian creativity on the global map. That she would launch the careers of advertising stalwarts. That she would be unstoppable.
I want every Indian creative woman to believe in her power and step into it, because today the world needs it more than ever before.
Well, it feels absolutely fantastic, and the most special thing is that it's my first award and it was presented to me by Mrs. Nargis Wadia herself. So it's going to be always going to be a cherished memory for me. What's another thing that's special is that it was done by Indian creative women to help the young creative women in the industry grow, to put their thoughts forward, and I think that's what really India needs right now. We need women to speak their part, to speak their minds, and it'll be fantastic if we all come together and make change, right, in India.
And now let's get to the Master of Creativity Award that recognizes and celebrates a stalwart from outside the Marcoms industry who has continuously contributed to the industry through whatever they do. This year, the Master of Creativity Award was bestowed on Bharat Ratna, the one and only Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar. Considered one of the greatest to ever play the sport of cricket, Sachin's contribution off the field through his work with countless brands, public service initiatives and sports marketing have not only made him one of the country's global brand ambassadors, but have also paved the way for not just cricketers, but all Indian athletes to make their mark as influencers, well before that term even existed. Here is Sachin engaging in a short conversation with our very own Suresh Venkat.
For a period of 2 years, 95-96 I think, your bat did not carry any logo of any kind. Brand managers around the world were saying, there's empty space there. You were the only one in the team to play without a sticker on your bat. Why did you do it?
There's a reason for that. When I just played for India, one thing my father told me, you know, jo bhi ho jaye, you will never promote tobacco and alcohol. And this was in the mid-90s when there were a couple of tobacco brands who got actively involved in cricket, and they started putting stickers on the bat. Various players found that attractive, and quite a few played with those brands. मुझे भी approach किया गया था to the extent where पूरा time मत खेलो, just थोड़े matches खेल लो, whatever your terms and conditions are, we'll accept that. पर मेरा एक promise था to my father कि I'll never promote these brands. And why only mid-90s? I think अभी ये पिछले decade में भी 10-12 साल पहले an alcohol company had also approached me कि हमारी ad कर लो, and I said I'm not going to entertain this, so let's not go further into this discussion. ये हो नहीं सकता. I remember कि ये एक ऐसी phase थी मेरे life में, because you know, in the mid-90s there was not as much money in cricket the way it is today. One international brand had also approached me at that stage. This was in the middle of the World Cup. I precisely remember we were playing against Australia, but they had approached me before that. They said that we want to have you exclusively with our brand, to which I had, you know, told them कि मुझे मेरा contract ऐसे रहेगा and all that. So they said, this is unacceptable. ये terms and conditions we will not agree. To which, you know, we kind of parted ways then कि ये contract नहीं हो सकता. But during 1996 World Cup, in the dressing room when we were playing our third match of the World Cup against Australia, first two matches I was the man of the match, but I was using blank bat. There was no sticker on the bat. So the MD walks into the dressing room at interval and he tells me कि ये sticker लगा दो. I mean, he obviously didn't speak to me in Hindi. He was not an Indian person. He was a German guy. So he said, you know, why don't you put the stickers on the bat, and our contract starts from now, all terms and conditions acceptable. तो मेरा कहीं ना कहीं तो दिमाग में ये था कि वर्ल्ड कप में मेरे रन्स बनने इम्पोर्टेंट है. ये स्टिकर अभी लगाऊंगा तो थोड़ा बहुत सुपरस्टिशियस था. I said I'm not going to put the sticker. And that's why I played with a blank bat. I said, whatever happens, we'll discuss post World Cup. So post World Cup, बाकी और सारे contracts आए तो it went in a different direction. But the reason to play with a blank bat was because I didn't want to promote tobacco.
Okay. This is round about the time that you signed your WorldTel contract. In 1995, you were a 22-year-old, I think. What made you sign that contract with WorldTel?
Simple. मेरे लिए तो it was basically in 95, it was because of Ravi Shastri and Mark Mascarenhas who owned WorldTel. They came to me and they shared this idea with me कि ना क्या हम can we get your rights? You know, all the commercial rights and we'll manage everything for you. But till 1995, to be honest, we had tough time figuring out कि कौन से contracts कैसे करने हैं sign and to have appointment with legal team or accountants and all that. That wasn't really our forte. That wasn't our strength. And I didn't want to waste any energy in multiple directions other than cricket. Priority was playing cricket for India and win matches, do everything possible under the sun, which would help the team. Magar isme I felt somewhere the message which was given by various people in various quarters. Now Sachin is running after money. He's going to be less focused on the game. In fact, it was exactly the opposite. So that I could only be focused on the game and nothing else. And I think that was happening in India for the first time. I don't think कि ये concept था कि an athlete is signed by an agent and then they look after that athlete's commercial interests. तो मेरे लिए तो ये बहुत relieving factor था कि now I need not worry about getting more contracts or legal team से मिलना पड़ेगा and all that. That was all left to my agent and I was totally focused on the game. हमारे में एक understanding थी कि मेरे practice sessions में कभी he will not interrupt. And Mark kept that promise till he was alive. We unfortunately lost him in year 2001 in a car accident. But Mark and Ravi never ever interfered when it came to my practice sessions. I had the freedom to decide when I had to practice, and that was the kind of relationship that I shared with WorldTel.
You're now 10 years post-retirement. You continue to be associated with brands, both traditional and new age. You're also associated with the Election Commission of India and UNICEF. Can you tell us quickly, how do you choose brand associations and partnerships today? What goes through your mind?
See, when I was playing cricket, the priority was to stay focused only on the game and nothing else. I didn't want to divide my energy and, dilute that focus. Magar, when I retired, I thought it's better to start my own company, which is SRTSM, and, have a solid team around me who share the same values, who go and meet various clients. They reflect my personality. They reflect what SRTSM is all about. And as a solid team, I think few important things that we consider. One is authenticity of a brand that I'm associated with, compatibility. If there is no synergy in what we think, if we are not on the same page, if your ideas don't match, then the partnership is not going to succeed, it's not going to work. And for me, it is about transparency, trust, and having faith in each other and having one goal as a team. So if you're not going to have that, then it doesn't work. So I'm very choosy about what I want to advertise, and it has to be a meaningful partnership which impacts the society positively.
And with that, it's a wrap on Melt. Congratulations to all the winners. You can see all the winning work at kca.kyoorius.com. Keep following Melt on social media. The handle is Ready to Melt or simply log on to readytomelt.com. Suresh will be back next week. Until then, goodbye and thanks for watching.